Whoa, listen, we about to talk about Avatar: The Last Airbender today. Hot topic. Not hot as in trendy, but hot like intense. You feel me? Listen, I just found out a lot of new information. Okay? Remember, come into this with an open mind. All right? You listen. This is crazy information. Now, anyway, hello everybody. Welcome to a new episode of Untold Truths. It's Dom Universe. Now, look, Avatar: The Last Airbender and the blue avatars both have the blue Avatar movie and Avatar: The Last Airbender, the cartoon and the movie, has some significance to real life. But we gonna get a little deep. So you know how they got like airbending, firebending, waterbending, earthbending, etc. Excuse me. I want y'all to know that shit is real. That shit is real. So like, if you know that Avatar is Aang is a monk, right? He's a monk. And you know monks practice something called chi. Chi is also called telekinesis. What is telekinesis or psychokinesis? Telekinesis is the psychic ability to directly influence objects using our mind. We can use telekinesis to move objects, vibrate objects, but we can also use it to manipulate time, elements, space, and energy. Telekinesis can also be used to distort material items and has been cited as the power used to manipulate random number generators, whatever the hell that is. There are two levels of it, micro and macro telekinesis. So I've used telekinesis before, but I have not mastered it. I have not mastered it to the point where I can just move something, but I have if you know about 4D, you know time is illusion, but I'm not sure how to explain it. Like made things. I'm not sure how to explain it. Like my third eye is open. So an example I could give for y'all before I get into that is I see images and after images. I see after images with my eyes open and closed, right? Like it don't even have to be a screen. It don't have to be something bright. It could be anything. Like if I look at, like, I have dumbbells over there on the floor. If I close my eyes, I can still see that, right? So this probably don't make sense to some people. But anyway, I can make that dumbbell, right? And they're stacked. So I can make the top one move a little bit. Also, let's go back. It says you can manipulate elements, space, and energy, right? I did this thing with a piece of paper where it is somewhat moved. Now, I'm not that good at it yet, but let's speak it into existence. Anyway, let's get back into these other kinesises. Now, you know what water bending is, right? There is such thing as hydrokinesis. Listen, get into metaphysics. Hydrokinesis is the metaphysic psychic ability to control and manipulate the movement of liquid water using the power of the mind. Hydrokinetics are shown to be able to control, manipulate, and alter the molecular state of water. They are also able to manipulate the surrounding water in the atmosphere, freeze water or evaporate water into clouds of mist, steam, or fog. Now, before I get into the other ones, I want y'all to know, I feel like Avatar: The Last Airbender was one of them cartoons that was trying to keep children awake to their actual powers, because remember, children's third eyes are open. They already think they have superpowers. This show was trying to keep, I feel like was trying to keep them intact, because there's also an episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender where it simplifies each chakra. It explains each chakra in a way. And it was an episode it's the episode where Aang was trying to open all his chakras. And what happened when he got to that last crown chakra? His guru guy told him, let go of all attachments. And that meant he had to let go of his attachment to Katara, right? and it was hard for him. He didn't want to do it. So he eventually he did it. And then what happened? He reached avatar state. What is avatar state similar to in real life? Because when he reaches avatar state, that means he has all his chakras open. What is that similar to? What happens when you open all your chakras? They start spinning. Your kundalini energy starts spiraling up your spinal column. And then inside of, if your eyes are closed, you can see it glowing. That's why his eyes and his arrows start glowing. He activates his kundalini energy. Now, I will put a link in the description to that video, and a link to the description to these kinesis powers, because there's actually more than just the 4 elements kinesis. But anyway, let's get back to it. Geokinesis, or you can call it terrakinesis, both mean earth, right, or rock. Now, this is the mental and or psychic ability to control and manipulate earth. Not Earth, the planet, for some people who don't understand. Earth also means rock. Rocks, boulders, etc. Abilities can include earthquakes, fissures, rock slides, landslides, volcanic eruptions, or the ability to cause rock to shoot up from the ground. Now, you got to remember something. It's not going to be like how it is in Avatar, obviously. Shows and movies put real life superpowers on steroids. But you can go on YouTube and watch people do all of this. All of it. And it's people calling it fake. It's not hard to fake it, but at the same time, there are monks out here doing this. Monks do this stuff. I've done telekinesis. As a child, always believed it was possible. I know everybody as a child tried to do some weird superpower shit they saw on the TV, right? Trying to move stuff with their mind. Look at the movie Carrie. Look at that movie. Carrie. She was able to make things move when she get mad or make things catch on fire. Look at the movie The Fire Starter. The little girl was making things catch on fire. Look at Storm. There's actually a telekinesis to make there's also a kinesis to make to invoke weather. Look at Storm from X-Men. Now, it may sound crazy to people. Hey, listen. If you think that sound weird, I live in a very small city, and sometimes when it rains, and this city is very small, like everybody knows everybody. This city is so small, right? It rains in one part, but not in the other. You can get from the south to the north in less than 30 minutes. And you can get from the south to the north in about, I would say, 11 minutes tops. 11 to 12 minutes tops. But anyway, let's get back to the kinesis. Pyrokinesis. What does pyro mean? Pyramid. Pyro. Fire. Pyrokinesis is the psychic ability to manipulate and speed up the atomic state to the point of combustion, explosion. There's a video on YouTube of a man, I think he got a plate of butter on the table, and he makes it catch on fire. Like I said, the Fire Starter. The Fire Starter movie. They was telling you, man. In the advanced practice, one can extinguish a candle flame or ignite a flame that has went out. Pyrokinesis is a branch of psychokinesis. Another common name for pyrokinesis is flame manipulation. Firebending. Anyway, people with look, and let's go back to hydrokinesis. People with hydrokinesis can control and manipulate power or water in all of its forms, by the way. So that could mean also like the liquid, the gas, as in like the mist when it's flying, because you know, if the water is in a misty state, gas state, it's still wet. So yeah, you can manipulate it in all three states of matter. So hydrokinesis also known to be able to control, manipulate shapes, and mold water into desired shapes and forms. So not only can you manipulate water, but you can manipulate any liquid, any fluid. That means soda, acid, any liquid, saliva, blood. Isn't there such thing as a blood bending on Avatar? I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it is. Now, let's get to aerokinesis. Aerokinesis is the psychic ability to manipulate, control, and alter air molecules, wind currents, and control air to an extent with the mind. Unfortunately, you cannot create general molecules of any kind. Now, I don't know what they mean by that last part, but there is a video of a guy moving leaves with air, with air manipulation. Some people are so ignorant that they're going to say that it's the wind. Excuse me for spitting. Of course it's the wind. He's using the wind. You can see him moving. It's moving. All the leaves are moving with his body. Every movement he makes, it's aligned with his body. And then if you look at the rest of the leaves, the rest of the leaves aren't moving, just the leaves that are floating around him. So you really got people out here who don't want you to awaken and see your true powers. You really got ignorant people out here who don't want to believe they have powers. These aren't even our only psychic abilities. We can develop not only these, but more. Intuition, remember, intuition is also a psychic ability. All the clairvoyance, clairsentience, sentience, cognitive, whatever, all psychic abilities, whether you know it or not, because when you get in tune with your inner you, your higher self, you got to remember your higher self also can has senses. It can smell, feel, touch, or smell, feel, taste, hear, and see things that aren't even there without you being able to see it with your physical eyes or body. Just like when some people say, oh, I can smell this picture. When you randomly smell smells that aren't even there. When you hear stuff like in your mind. I have music tinnitus. So sometimes I hear music in my head. Not because it's stuck in my head, because I heard a song, or what I used to do, and this is why I have a passion for music, because even I have music, what is it called? Music tinnitus. The sounds I used to hear in my head, I used to record it on the audio app or the voice memo recorder app. So I have like hundreds of recorded sounds that I was meant to put in songs and whatnot. But I had stopped music for a while. Anyway, now look at the chakras, and being that you can manipulate things with your hands, right? Telekinesis, moving stuff. You have chakras in your hands. Look at the people who practice Reiki, healers, like spiritual psychic healers. Or if you ever seen them videos on YouTube where the guys or gals are doing stuff like this, pulling the fluid down through the chakras and making females have orgasms. As a matter of fact, after watching that, I tried that to myself. Not for orgasm. I didn't do it for orgasm, but it does actually feel good. And you can actually feel your chakra spinning if you know how to get in touch with your hand chakras. You can get in touch with your hand chakras by just putting your hands in water, keeping them in water for a minute, or being creative, like just drawing or something. Because you gotta be being creative. You gotta be using your hands. You can't just be on Earth not being creative. Once again, if you're not being creative, you're wasting space on Earth. It may sound harsh, but that's literally what you're doing, wasting space if you're not being creative. But anyway, you can also look at Naruto, because Naruto also talks about chakras, chakra points. Look at the guy Rock Lee and Mike Guy from Naruto. They talk about opening 8 gates. 8 gates, 8th gate, 1st gate, 2nd gate, 5th gate, 3rd gate. They're talking about chakras. Let's get back to Avatar. Avatar state. What is Avatar state? Avatar state, once again, that's when his thing is glowing. When that is representing his crown chakra, right? So that means his kundalini energy went up his spine, like that hospital sign with the staff, that pole thing that got the snake going around it. That represents your kundalini energy. What happens when people open their kundalini energy on accident? When they activate their kundalini energy on accident, they go straight to the hospital because they're seeing things and their body is starting to bring up old karma feelings, and then you're going to be going through unexplainable pain. And the doctors are going to try to give you medicine, but the medicine isn't going to do anything. It may reduce pain just a little bit, but it's not going to leave. You're going to feel static, heat, and sometimes I feel my kundalini energy activating. Sometimes it's hard for me to sleep because it's altering my body temperature. But anyway, let's get back to Avatar. Spirit world. When Avatar go into the spirit world, what is that? When he goes into the spirit world, you see his soul leave his body, and he can see all the old avatars, all the older elder monks, gurus. You know what that is? Those, they look just like him, right? Those are his ancestors. What is that similar to in real life? Astral projection. What can you do in astral projection? You can go get information from your ancestors. Being in the astral projection is going into the fourth dimension. If you don't know about the fourth dimension, you can go talk to dead family members. You can go talk to your ancestors. That is where they are. The fourth dimension. Some of them are in the fourth dimension and stuck there. Anyway, you see this same thing on that Sleepy Time episode of SpongeBob, where he gets out of his body and he goes into every character in the show's dreams. SpongeBob been showed you astral projection. SpongeBob been showed you. And another thing about Avatar, Aang, the name Aang means to rise or raise. Raise what? Raise your consciousness. That's the whole point of Avatar. That was the whole point of the show, was for Avatar to come and open all his chakras. That's it. That concludes today's episode of Untold Truths. It's Dom Winners, Dom Universe. I love you all. As you can tell, my vibration high as fuck. I feel good today. And I've been under a lot of heat. You know, I went to sleep listening to a recharging frequency. But, you know, I've been thinking about getting in contact with aliens somehow, like extraterrestrials, through some type of meditation I found on YouTube. For some reason, I want to get as far spiritually as possible. And I want to meet extraterrestrials. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? That's what happened when you let go of fear. That's what happened when you know that it's so much to this world, but you're not supposed to be scared. You shouldn't fear it. Most extraterrestrial races only want to help humans and everybody on the planet raise consciousness. You can look up alien races. Actually, I will put a link in the description to a bunch of alien races that exist on this earth and outside of this earth. But anyway, that's it. Subscribe to my channel. It's Dom Universe taking off.